Hi, it's Chris from 𝙎𝙬 here. I'm just making you a video just a little bit about what we do on a day-to-day basis and where we can visit, where we can go, what type of properties we can take on. We cover everywhere pretty much in the whole of the northeast, from Northumberland to County Durham and everywhere in between. Now this typical street could be any one of those areas. We're roughly 5 minutes, 10 minutes max from the city centre. So there's loads of transfer links here, but it could be described as being less desirable. So we're going to do this in a bit of a real time. I'm just going to take you a quick walk up the street. I'll sort of pan round. It's going to be a little bit discreet, but I'm going to pan round so you can kind of see what the street's like. Now there's multiple streets like this in Newcastle. There's multiple streets like this in Northumberland, Middlesbrough, everywhere. But it's just how we do things differently and what we do about it. Now there's some streets you might not want to touch, you might not want to invest in, but there's perfectly good tenants wanting to live there. Now I can't stress enough we've talked about this in the past about vetting, what we do differently, how we vet our tenants. So all our tenants go through the same strict vetting procedure, including home visits. But what I would say is how you approach your tenants. Do you have to tailor the way you speak to your tenants, what you do differently? Absolutely. Now that includes mirroring your client. So again, I'm going to do this in a bit of a live time. So I'm just in my car. I'm going to quick walk up the street and have a little round so you can see what some of the streets are like, whether you think you will invest there or not. So I'm just going to pan round. If you can just bear with me, because as I say, we're going to do this live in real time, just so you can see where we go. And I'm hoping this is going to work. So let's just have a little walk. As you can see, there's certain things just around here, right next to bus stops. A little bit of area, but again, this could be a typical street. You might think you'd want to invest here, you might not. But the honest answer is, as long as you're vetting correctly and sticking by your procedures and mirroring your clients, then I absolutely say go for it. In terms of the property itself, you can see what some of these can be like and what things are like. So what I'd say is, try and do something that stands out. Do something a little bit differently. Give your property a unique selling point. In the property itself, we've got 4 properties in the street, and it's just knowing how to manage things. But you might think this isn't for you. Looking at what's like, it might be. So I'll keep going. How about 𝙎𝙬𝙨? 𝙎𝙬𝙨. So you can see what the area can be like, and again, it's how to manage things. So again, you have to really be in touch with how you speak to people, how things are going, and what you do. How about 𝙎𝙬𝙨? You all right? So typically is your out of town village, and again, it's just really how we do things. You've got to mirror your client, basically speak as they would speak and just get on their terms. But as I say, this is a typical street that we manage. Looking outside, going for another walk round. Sometimes people might look at this, run a mile, but this is absolutely something that we take on board. As I say, in this street, we've got 3 properties on this street, and it's something that we're not fazed by. But you've got to just be realistic. People have to live somewhere. When people are on the actual street itself, they tend not to be a bother because it kind of patrols itself. It's just how you're managing it. But again, kind of just seeing what things can be like. And this could be any street. Typically, this is Newcastle. It could be Ashton. It could be Middlesbrough. It could be absolutely anywhere. But it's just how you manage your tenants. So, as I say, it's just how we approach things differently and what we do. It is getting that vetting right to getting your perfect tenant as perfect can be. It's mirroring your client and doing as much as you can to keep them in there. As I said, we've got tenants in there that have been there a long time. Hiya, you all right? But it's mirroring them. You will not get the same caliber of tenants here as you would in the quayside, but it's still showing them the same respect, but you just might be tailoring the way you do that. So if there's any more questions you've got on this, anything about tenants, vetting, how to handle things in certain areas. We also specialise in evictions. Anything I can help you with like that, please feel free to get in touch. Chris Ardell, NGU.